Howdy folks, Bairdos here. Just a quick video to let you know Bairdos is pretty damn good. Yeah, it launched to Game Pass just recently, like as in the last few days. I want to say Wednesday maybe. And yeah, I've played little else really. Between having to play between my wife's Xbox whilst waiting on finishing redecorating, and then after being fully set back up, I've carried on playing it. So what is it? It's, yeah, I'll show you. But first off, once you complete the game in any difficulty, you get to give yourself restrictions. You can go through it using only one type of weaponry that you get, or none at all. I was hoping unarmed meant I would get to punch things. No, I meant just nothing. I got about halfway through a playthrough of that, and that's where I stopped. It's only going to be worth 50G, and better things I can spend my time doing, like ironing. Yeah. But anyway, let's just gonna see what Hard Bastard's like. As you can tell from the name of the game, it's very colourful in its language. So you start off. Yeah, there you go. Let's log off and get rat-arsed instead. Wonderful line. They keep coming. Yeah, you start off tutorial. Goes to this stuff, and then you die. You're supposed to, but you just die. I know I might spoil things for it, but no, not really. And you were going to see it here anyway. Right, so just skipping through all of that. It's an awesome art style. I like it. Each time you are regened, it's a rogue something. Never remember the definitions. But you get spawned as a new person with new traits, buffs or debuffs. The guy has break rooms always have a biscuit. I've never experienced a biscuit yet, so that'll be interesting. Yeah, so I've seen some pretty awesome ones, some pretty crappy ones. First guy you start with tends to have, like the very first game, tends to have a cough that alerts nearby enemies. So it's not very nice. You start off basic of the basic. Every time you die, you keep everything that you'd obtained up until that point, parts wise and materials wise, but you lose all of your food, fuel, merits, warp keys, torpedoes, and ammo. So it can be a bit, damn it! But you've just got to be very wary on what you do. So you've got all of this stuff to work towards unlocking, and that's where I at least found most of my desire to carry on came from. Just constantly striving to find the parts, like the buzz box there, that unlock the next upgrade. Citizen card, it's this item over here is the thing you need to get to the next point in the story. Each part of the story descends you permanently down a level, although you can go back up a level in the nebula. You're trying to get out of a nebula, by the way, I've not said that yet.
Valued client.
Here is the nebula. So we go from ship to ship. You get told on the right hand side what features it has. So the top thing was a weapon. Volts is the sort of material you're going to get from it. And then if there's a part, the buzz box in this instance, it also tells you what enemies are on board and if there's any quirks to the ship, like their boss, one tough citizen. You don't actually get anything special from the one tough citizen, so that's a bit of a disappointment. But yeah, all of the enemies are really interesting. And they're all very colourful. Really want to go against those juvies just to let you hear them, so let's go over there. it'll tell me to go here and go for the bushwhacker, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go here. I don't have any fuel. Lovely. So I kind of can't. Oh well. Right, so you need to select a firearm, and when you get the next 2 available items to use, you need to select one of them before you can start a mission effectively. Bye. Just, I've been having a lot of fun from it. Get your map that you can go to.
Warning.
Rooms give specific benefits, like this Atmo room always gives you more oxygen, but there's a finite amount of it. My actual playthrough that I completed, that guy is a nasty guy regardless of how good you are. Yeah, back to what I was saying, sorry, I digress. My character that I completed it with had something, a buff called small stature, so she was permanently small. I didn't need to duck ever really, and I'm so not used to playing it at this height. The person before that was massive, so she was even taller than this. So you get bonus damage for headshotting, but yeah. The aim isn't exact, which is also kind of endearing. I like that it's not a guarantee that you're gonna kill things. You get those things, which are lovely. Not on every ship. Every ship has its own quirks. Certain ships give you certain items. So once you figure out, you know, which ships to go for, really, and you kind of get used to the layouts. But depending on the specific characteristics of the ship, salvage could still end up being in different locations. But yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot to it. A whole lot of rinsing and repeating, but it certainly had enough for me to carry on. Before you're killed or asphyxiated. Yes, because we don't want asphyxiated. No. It certainly had enough to keep me playing. Even though the janitors keep saying, "Is that you, Gary?" I killed the only janitor that was on the ship. Didn't get a chance to call me Gary. So you're just running around looting ships, avoiding pirates. You can go after space whales, but yeah, you can. It's not just finding parts; you can make them as well with all of these materials that you're gathering. So there we go. We just found a buzz box, so we can make a bushwhacker.
No doubt you were wondering.
No, not the bushwhackers.
Don't worry. Other clients will make good use of any items you've constructed.
And as you obviously unlock one thing, unlocks the next bit on the tree. Further down, becoming harder to obtain, needing you to go further down in the nebula. So...
Why is this nebula a desolate void filled with derelict vessels? Unauthorized persons have boarded these vessels and requisitioned parts from them in an unauthorized fashion.
So I mean, it's just good fun. I've quite enjoyed it. I've not died that often actually, and considering how much of the unarmed playthrough I've done, I only died once in that, and that was when I was trying to get the pirate achievement. There's an achievement for disconnecting pirates from your ship, because in my actual playthrough I completed, I always had a metric bugger ton of torpedoes. So I always shot them before they could board me. These things, these DNA strands floating about, change your perks and buffs. They can give you buffs, debuffs, change what you've got to something else. But let's see if we can get the juvies to say anything interesting. if I had been recording this, I would have the exec line. There's a character called a Zek. She's a very up herself exec. I hope the name got that across. I might be paraphrasing here, but it was something along the lines of, I get paid more than these fucks because when they fuck up, I take the flak for it. And just the way it came across, the way it came out mid-level was fantastic. It just, I couldn't help but burst out laughing. These little tourist buggers, if you get too close, they explode. Come on, insult me, you bugger. I don't know about you, but I find a lot of humour in that. I just do. Having wee guys flying about, calling me dick bags. It's just so very, very different. It's very, very happy to be different. If you pick up anything that you don't actually have a use for, which will happen quite often, you can recycle it as well, which is quite useful. But yeah, that is the long and short of it. You spend a lot of time running around. The further down you go, the more hazards there are in ships. Oh, I'm out of ammo. Whoopsie. You'll come across that as well. And like I said, you can't melee, so yeah, some of the stuff you can make later in the game gives you more let's go with the excellent aim. This is one of the rooms where you can always get a new buff or debuff. And the tourists blow up anything near them. Anything. Get out my way. There's also ship security that you encounter later on as well. From gun turrets, boom turrets, to actual defensive bots that get enabled by warning cameras. Oh crap. Yeah, that was gonna hurt. That's what happens when you're that close to one of those little guys when they blow up. So let's see what buffs I get on the next guy. That's the quickest I have ever died. Shows what happens when you're trying to yabber and explain stuff. So you get put right back to the beginning. Oh, calls everyone by the first. Okay. Sure. Not sure that's a negative, but okay.
Congratulations.
I mean, some of them are just ridiculous. You can get ones where you can actually walk past the tourists guys without them exploding. Those have been absolutely fantastic. I found. What else was there? Like I said, the one where I was tiny was also brilliant. Things were finding it so much harder to shoot me. And I didn't need to crouch to get through the grates that you can sometimes find exposed to go between rooms. There. I'm trying to think of negatives, but because of my main playthrough, I pretty much kept the same 3 the whole way through because I kept it that way and I avoided the gene splicers. I think that's about it, but yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I can see me coming back to this again. later on. I'm not sure if there is a plan for any DLC or anything, but yeah, I'd be interested in more from this studio. It was Blue Manchu. Yeah, Blue Manchu Games. That was who it was that are the developers, and yeah, they seem like an entertaining bunch. So I'll be keeping an eye on anything else coming from them. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this impromptu. Here's my thoughts. This is what I've been playing. We will be back to regular-ish stuff soon. Yeah. So I hope you've enjoyed it. I've been Bairdos. This has been an impressions, not quite a review thing, for Void Bastards. You guys take it easy. Have a good day. Adios.